Welcome to our proposal, Coupling an Implantable Renal Dialysis Device to the Body. My name is Paula.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Ronnie.
So, nearly 10% of the world suffers from chronic kidney disease, where the body suboptimally filters toxins from the blood. End-stage renal disease, or ESRD, is the final stage of chronic kidney disease. It has a 15% mortality rate per year in the United States. Current treatment for ESRD is via renal replacement therapy, one of which is dialysis, which is required 3 to 5 hours a day, up to 3 days, 3 or 4 days a week, and then a kidney transplant, which has an incredibly long wait list. Therefore, there is a need for an implantable continuous dialysis system that functions like a native kidney.
So hemodialysis is the most common form of treatment for patients with ESRD. It is a very tedious treatment and it can last upwards of 16 plus hours per week. The basic function of the treatment is blood is drawn from your body, filtered through a membrane, and then that clean blood is pumped back into your body. Now, since this is not a continuous process, when you are not undergoing the treatment, toxins will be building up in your body, which can lead to secondary complications. In addition, because of how long the treatment lasts, patients often report a low health-related quality of life and a decreased life participation. Now, kidney transplant would be the gold standard of treatment, except for the wait list. Less than 50% of patients receive a transplant in 5 years while on the wait list, and 20% of those patients will die before they receive the transplant. Now, kidneys are normally implanted just above the hip, as seen in the image, but that can be on the left or the right side. And if you are lucky enough to receive a kidney, you have to be on immunosuppressants your entire life, which can lead to secondary illness and an increased risk of infection.
So, to meet the need of an improved dialysis system, the University of California in San Francisco designed an implantable dialysis system called the Renal Assist device. This device is about the size of a coffee cup, as seen in the image, and it works by intaking blood and filtering out the toxins and waste, sending those toxins to the bladder, and then sending the filtered blood back out into the body. This device improves on hemodialysis by working continuously and also works to improve on transplants by having a better supply as well as not requiring patients to be on immunosuppressants. Without this device, we expect the same mortality rate as patients are dealing with today.
Now, although the kidney project has made a lot of progress with the filtering part of the device, there's still this current challenge, which is coupling the device to the arteries and bladder, primarily related to creating a tight seal and also preventing fouling of this tubing. So our approach is creating this polycarbonate urethane tubing to connect the device to these two ports that is also coated with PSBMA on the internal surface and the external surface. The reason for this is that the polycarbonate urethane prevents biological degradation, while the PSBMA prevents thrombosis internally and also prevents fouling. Additionally, we are adding a growth factor, BFGF, onto the external surface of the tubing at towards the end where it is connecting to both the artery and the bladder, which will be covalently linked to the PSBMA and also will induce the growth of fibroblasts in both of the tissue sites.
In terms of cost, the average annual cost paid by Medicare for dialysis in 2020 was about $95,000. This cost was covered about 80% by Medicare. And looking at the cost for a renal assist device, which was projected to be about the same as a kidney transplant, the cost was about $440,000 and it would also be covered 80% by Medicare. So although the upfront cost for the renal assist device is much more than the cost for dialysis, over time, the cost for dialysis would be more because the cost of renal assist device is a one-time payment. The implementation of this renal assist device would increase the overall quality of life for patients because the device works continuously and is permanently implantable, meaning that there will be a decrease in toxin buildup for the patient, and the patients will have more freedom to go about their daily lives and do what they want to do.
These are our references. Thank you.